Hey everyone, Jake here for American Muscle, and in this video we're taking a look at the PowerStop OE replacement front and rear brake rotor and pad kit fitting 2016 to 2024 Camaro SS's with the 4-piston front calipers. If you're looking for an affordable, effective upgrade to your daily driven Camaro's brakes, PowerStop has got you covered here. While these are a mild upgrade versus your stock brakes, they are going to give you some enhanced stopping power and a factory fresh feel for about the best price in the category. There are a few places on my own vehicles where I believe it's worth always spending whatever the budget will allow, and brakes are one of those places. Now, PowerStop's products have been consistently excellent too. I've had them on a couple of my own vehicles, and I really swear by them. They provide you with increased braking performance versus your stock setup too. Now, this kit is meant to be a direct replacement for your stock brakes, both front and rear, but it's got a few extra little tidbits thrown in to make things just a bit more pleasant and give you a little more performance versus your factory brakes. Now, the rotors, both front and rear, are of the solid vented variety, much like your stock brakes. However, the real magic is in the pads. Now, included in this kit is a set of PowerStop Z17 Evolution ceramic brake pads. And these are made using their proprietary ceramic compound that's designed to give you really good bite while keeping dust and noise to a minimum. So not only should these outperform your stock brake pads, they'll also produce less dust and less noise, so it's a total win-win-win. The pads here are also chamfered and slotted in the center to help keep noise at bay, and you've got dual layered rubberized shims on the back to keep out any unwanted noise and vibrations. PowerStop also includes all new stainless steel hardware in the kit to help refresh your braking system even further. So basically what you're going to get here is a setup that's going to help you stop better and make less noise and just generally outperform your stock brakes without any real fuss. You don't have to go as far as getting performance brakes on here. These are going to do exactly what your car should have done from the factory, just make it a little bit better. Now that said, it is important to keep in mind that this kit is intended to be used on the street with a daily driven car, so it's not necessarily designed for track usage or with heavily modified big power cars. Now, if that's more what you're doing with your Camaro, or you've added a bunch of power, then PowerStop does have some other kits that may suit your needs a little bit better. But if you're looking for something that's going to replace your OEM pads and rotors and do just as good if not better of a job, this is a really great kit that's not going to blow out the budget. As far as construction goes, those pads again feature PowerStop's proprietary ceramic compound that's designed to be noise-free and low dust while still giving you a little extra bite. They also use a positive mold technology during the manufacturing process, making these really strong and durable. The pad surface is also thermal scorched for optimal performance and a fast break-in, and again, you've got those dual-layered rubberized shims on the back to help keep the noise out. The rotors here are made using OEM-grade cast iron, and they are totally mill-balanced for smooth operation. As you can see, they stand right up just like they should. And these are also made to strict tolerances to make sure that they fit and perform just as well, if not better, than your original equipment. And you might be able to see it here too. On the faces of the rotors, they feature this crosshatch finish to help with pad break-in. And as I mentioned previously, these are also built to have the same weight and vane count as your original rotors as well, so they're basically a direct replacement. They will provide you with a little bit more stopping power combined with those pads, but they're going to be similar in overall operation and fitment to your factory setup. This kit is going to run you about $425, making it one of the least expensive full brake kits in the category. It's a great upgrade that will still cost you a lot less than the equivalent parts from Chevy would, and you'll get better braking performance to boot. So for that, I really don't think you can argue with it at all. Installation gets a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and you should plan on this job taking you about 3 hours to complete. Now, brakes can be a bit of a difficult thing to do if you've never had the pleasure before, but once you've got one corner figured out, the rest is pretty simple. It is a very straightforward process, and again, everything is going to bolt right in place of all your factory equipment. And to walk you through the process now, let's head on out to the install bay.
For this install, you will need various impacts, small extension, T30 Torx bit, 15 and 18 millimeter swivel sockets, an 18 millimeter socket, a hammer, a caliper compressor tool, flathead screwdriver, a thin punch, a couple caliper hanger tools, and a pair of pliers. Also not shown here is a jack and jack stands. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing some brakes on our Camaro, so let's get started. Alright guys, so we've got the car in the air, we've got the wheels off, and the first thing we're going to need to do is remove the pads from our caliper. So we've got ourselves a very thin punch here, and we're going to need to go ahead and punch these retainer pins out for our pads. So we're going to go ahead and grab a hammer with our punch, line it up with these pins, then just tap them out of the way. So we'll go ahead and just tap these through. We'll go ahead and do the same thing for the bottom one here. And once you get them pretty far out the backside, we can go ahead and pull them out. So now we'll go ahead and grab ourselves a pair of pliers and work our pins out. Now you do want to be wary of this little kind of bulge clip here. You want to kind of keep that intact. And then that clip should fly right out as you pull your pin. So now we can go ahead and remove our pads. So these are going to be a little bit tough to get out because our pistons still have a little bit of pressure. So we'll go ahead and grab a flathead screwdriver. This is kind of just going to help us work these pads out. You wanted to kind of keep them as even as possible because the tolerance is pretty tight. Once you get them going, you'll be able to just work them right out like so. Okay. So now it's time to get our caliper off. So we have our two 18mm mounting bolts holding it in place. So we'll grab our 18mm socket on our impact, go ahead and pop these off. You can also use a ratchet at home if you are using hand tools only. And we may need an extension for this one, so we'll grab that. Alrighty guys, so we've gone ahead and grabbed our extension here for our 18mm socket. We'll go ahead and pop this top bolt out. We're going to get it most of the way and take it out the rest of the way by hand. Now we've got a caliper hanger tool that we're going to hook to our coil spring on our strut here so that when we take these out, we can hang our caliper so it's not hanging from our brake line. That's definitely going to cause damage. We don't want that. Pop this out. Swing this back up like so. Get this hooked onto our caliper. And onto our strut spring there. That's nice and out of the way. Alrighty guys, so now that we have our caliper off, it's time to pull our rotor off. Now these rotors do come with retainer screws. They're kind of just set in from the factory to hold your rotors in place going down the assembly line. They're not crucial to reinstall, but if you want to save them and reinstall them, there's no harm in that either. So we're going to go ahead and grab a T30 Torx bit on our impact to go ahead and pop this off. Now you do want to be careful with these because sometimes they do get corroded and stuck and you don't want them to strip, then you'll have to drill it out. So you want to make sure that's fully seated in there. Now we can go ahead and pop our rotor off and set it aside. Alrighty guys, so now we can go ahead and pull our rear brakes off. It's pretty much the same process as the front, so we're going to grab that same punch, pop our pins out for our pads. That clip's going to fall out and we'll go ahead and get our pads out as well. We've got our punch and our hammer. We'll go ahead and get these knocked out. So once again, we'll go ahead and grab our pliers, pull our pins the rest of the way out. Now we'll go ahead and pull our pads out. Now one thing I want to mention here is you want to make sure your parking brake is not engaged when doing your rear brakes. That's going to cause you to not be able to get your rotor off and just going to be an inconvenient time. So just make sure that's not engaged before starting this process. We'll go ahead and pull our pads out again with our flathead screwdriver, just kind of helping it along the way. And these are more recessed into our caliper itself. It's easier to get them out to a point where you can grab them. So now we can go ahead and remove our rear caliper. So we've got two 15mm bolts holding that on. So we've got a 15mm swivel socket on our impact. We'll go ahead and pop these off. Now you want to leave a few threads in so you can get the other one out without the caliper just kind of falling. So once again, we've got a caliper hanger tool that we're going to hang right from our upper control arm here. Go ahead and pop these bolts out. Go ahead and swing our caliper out and back. Go ahead and hook that up out of the way there. All right guys, so now it's time to get our rear rotor off, and again, just like the front, we have our set screw here. We're going to grab our T30 Torx bit on our impact and very carefully work this out. Make sure that gets all the way in there. You definitely don't want to strip this. Go ahead and pop that out. Then we can go ahead and remove our rotor. Set it aside. Alrighty guys, so now we can go ahead and start putting our new brakes on, and we're going to start with our new rotor. Now we're going to line our set screw hole up with that threaded hole. Go ahead and set these on our lug studs. Make sure that gets nice and seated. Then we'll go ahead and we're going to put our set screw back in. Again, this is non-essential, so if you do break it or have to drill it out, it's okay. We'll go ahead and set ours back in place. We're just going to grab that T30 Torx bit and run this back in. Alrighty guys, so before we can reinstall our caliper, we're going to need to compress the pistons to make room for our new pads and new rotor. So we're going to go ahead and grab it, bring it up out here so we can work on it. Hold that in place. We're going to grab a ratchet style caliper compressor tool. Now this is the correct tool. If you have the opportunity to get one a little bit smaller, especially for these rear calipers, go ahead and do so, but this one will work. Just going to need to have it at a slight angle. So we'll go ahead and get this in place here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you want this centered on both pistons. Pistons on both sides rather. So now we'll go ahead and ratchet this out and compress our pistons. So now that we have our pistons compressed, we'll go ahead, get it back in position here. Line it back up with our mounting points. Then we're going to grab those factory 15mm bolts and get those started. We'll get them tightened back down. Again, using our 15mm swivel socket on our impact. Now you always want to refer to the manufacturer torque spec for all of your hardware you install. Alrighty guys, so now that we have this in place, we'll go ahead and install our new pads. Go ahead just as the old ones came out. You want to keep them as even as possible. Slide them down into place. Now for these, the little wear indicator here, you want that on the outside pad. Go ahead and work that into place as well. Alrighty guys, so we've got one of our pins in our hand here as well as our clip. So what we're going to do is line this up, get this first pin started. Get it through to the other side. We're not going to punch it all the way through just yet because we want some room to be able to get this other side on. We don't want to have to back that back out. So we'll go ahead and push this other side down, get our second pin. Go ahead and slide that into place. You want to make sure these are lined up with the outer parts that it's got to go through. And we'll go ahead and grab our hammer and we'll start tapping these back into place. Now there is going to be a certain point where your hammer will be flush with your pins and caliper, so to prevent damage we're going to break that punch back out, punch these back in. All right, so now we can go ahead and install our new front rotor. So once again, we'll line one of our set screw points up, slide this onto our lug studs, make sure that's seated. And again, we're going to go ahead and reinstall our set screw. We'll run that back in with our T30 Torx bit. So just as with the rear caliper, we're going to need to go ahead and compress our pistons for the front. So we've got our compressor tool again here. Go ahead and slide that into position. So now that we have our pistons compressed, we can go ahead and remount our caliper, again using our factory 18mm mounting bolts. So we'll go ahead and grab this off here. Get it lined back up. We'll get our bolts back in place. So now that we have those started, we'll go ahead and grab our 18mm swivel socket on our impact and tighten these back down. Again, you always want to refer to the manufacturer torque spec for all of your hardware. So now we can go ahead and get our new pads in place, and our little wear indicator is going to be on our outside pad. Slide these down into position. So now we'll go ahead and get our first pin in place, get it started, and we're going to grab our clip. You want the bow to be facing down into the center. Go ahead and get this first pin through. Just to that point where it's going to seat. We can grab our second pin here. Get that started. And we're going to have to push this end of our retainer clip down. Kind of guide this pin into place. Then again, we'll go ahead and grab our hammer and get these tapped most of the way through. You can actually tap these all the way through. We'll get our bottom one in. Okay. Now once you've completed this process, you can go ahead and repeat all these same steps for the other side. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our PowerStop OE replacement brake rotor and pad kit for the front and rear of your 16 current Camaro SS with 4-piston front calipers. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Camaro, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.